TIFU by supergluing my fridge door shut. Okay, so my fiance and I have a fridge that has a loose fridge door condiment holder, so periodically we would open the fridge and a tidal wave of condiments would spill forth onto our feet, followed by a big ah. As the people we are, we let it keep happening and kept saying, one of these days we will fix this big inconvenience that will take about 2 minutes to fix, in our minds. Flash forward to today, where I was like, oh wait, shit, I bought super glue for something the other week. Today is the day I'm going to glue those 2 fridge pieces in place. It seemed I did it. Craftfully, elegantly, and perfectly. So I went to my room to take a short breather and smoke a bowl over a job well done. As I was relaxing and thinking about how much of a cool dad handyman I am, there came a knocking on my chamber door. Who could it be except my lovely 9-year-old daughter saying, Dad, I was just making a grilled cheese and now I can't open the fridge. To my sheer panic, I knew immediately what was happening. I ran to the fridge, assuming her tiny arms couldn't simply open a bit of glued door, but alas, I too could not open the door. Ditching all of my prior planned errands and tasks, I donned my safety glasses and I pushed. I pulled. I twisted it. I bopped it to no avail. I checked the time, only 4 hours until my partner comes home and gives me the look of, ha ha ha, you dumbass, I love you, but you dumbass, ha ha. Lying on the floor after hammering the door, trying brute force arm strength to pull the door and frame apart, I realize that perhaps I am defeated. I get a second wind and decide to tug some more. Crack! The door handle breaks off. How can this get worse? I start thinking if there's anyone I know who is more fridge intelligent than me but decide to more time. I start to hear a crack and think success, my dude. But yet again, Lady Misfortune gives me a big sloppy kiss on the mouth. The insulation from the fridge door begins to come off the door. Can I break this fridge anymore? I think to myself. My daughter is watching as I am huffing, puffing, and almost admitting defeat. I say more time. As I grip my fingers between the door and frame as best as I can and channel my favorite Hashira/Hokage/anime strong people, and simply tear that FKN door in two and sprung it open, and my daughter gets the biggest hoo-ah, my dad is stung. Eyes. That being said, I didn't do most of my errands. I wasted about 1.5 hours, if my life, and I'm behind schedule, haha, a TLDR, man glue fridge shut, man tears open with bare hands after grueling trial and error. TIFU by using public transport. This had been an absolutely miserable time. I recently started a new school and used the bus to get there and back. Well, yesterday my bus didn't show up, no explanation, so I waited another hour for the next bus, and it drives right past me, not even slowing down. This meant I had to walk to another bus stop and take a different bus home. This was an issue as I bought a term ticket. I was so angry, but in the end, I managed to calm myself and view the situation in a positive way. Today I get on my bus, but once I'm home I realize my phone is missing. It's not the most expensive phone, but this a severe annoyance and my parents are not happy. Now I'm livid. I think my phone fell out of my pocket when I was leaving the bus, as I was using it on the bus right outside my house. Or someone very stealthily managed to pickpocket me. Either way, it's gone now and I have a crap load of work to do on top of the storm of schoolwork. Me being the stupid guy I am had it on silent with data off, so it is virtually impossible for anyone to find it or me to track it, and the bus company's lost property number never picks up. My parents aren't going to trust me for a while. Just had to rant about this to someone. TLDR. Want to save your time and money? Don't take the bus. TIFU. Because I put BioFreeze gel on my balls. I 15M fucked up by putting a palm full of BioFreeze gel on my balls. At first, it wasn't that bad. I just felt a burning sensation on them, and I just started feeling an awful feeling that wouldn't go away. I asked to go to the bathroom, and when I checked to see what was going on, and my balls were completely blood red. After school was over, I went home, and hours later I check again, and my balls were still red. But there was dark red lines on the one side. I checked the next morning, and the skin was peeling lots, and it hurt. It was also rubbing against my balls, and it was all over my underwear. I had to walk lots, and it just got worse while I was going home. It was just going all over my balls, and I was almost in tears. TLDR. I put biofreeze on my balls and I got a chemical burn, and it was very bad. TIFU by saying I was waiting for my dad to pick me up to a girl that maybe liked me. So for context, I'm 20 years old, I work at a movie theater in a mall, and I don't have my driver's license yet. The reasons for the delay were because of COVID, and my own mental anxieties about driving that have plagued me for the better part of 2 years. Today, I decided to go to this restaurant on the other side of the mall and eat there. I could afford it because everyone that works at the mall gets 10% off on food. I've been to this restaurant a few times, and one time the waitress I had was a bit more bubbly than most of the staff there. I'm an autistic ex-theater kid who works concessions at a movie theater. I'm an absolute extrovert. I recognized how similar her body language was to mine when I work my shift, so I didn't see it as flirtatious or anything the first time we met. This time, though, I really did think she was flirting with me. I didn't want to do anything about it, though, because I didn't want to assume, and she was working. Since I can't drive myself after my shift is done, I have to call my parents and tell them to pick me up at a specific time. I was done eating for a while, and I already paid the check. The flirty waitress comes up to me, asks if I wanted a soda refill, and, in my smooth operator ways, say, "No, I'm just waiting for my dad to pick me up." I sounded like a fucking 15-year-old. After I said, she gave a nervous laugh and said, "Oh, okay," and left. Never in my life have I felt so dumb while also being unapologetically honest. I felt like Jim Carrey in Liar Liar. I eventually said, "It's not what you think, I'm 20 and I don't have my license." But I think that I just dug my grave even further. Anyways, TLDR, I think I made a woman that liked me think I was younger than she thought. Like, a bit younger than what's socially acceptable for an adult to date. TIFU when I found out I may have ruined someone's life during my own UN aliving attempt. The UN aliving attempt happened 3 years ago. I was at a really low point in my life, where I needed to be medicated but refused. I had had an argument with my parents that night at dinner and stormed out with nothing on me, not even my phone. I must have walked for at least 3 hours because the police officers told me I was on the side of County Road 8. I must remind you all that I was not in the right headspace. So I don't know what came over me. In the distance on the road, I remembering hearing sirens before I blacked out. What I've been told that happened was a traffic cop was on his way to an accident just north of me on that road. The dash cam footage showed me within seconds throwing my body onto his car, completely unexpected. It was honestly quite horrific to watch. He hit me hard. I was in the hospital for 9 months recovering physically and mentally from the experience. I moved back in with my family after, and things started to get back to normal, and I was taking my meds. I'm currently working part-time, and I'm in a program at my community college. Today, I had to go pick up my meds from the hospital. I saw the officer standing at the check-in desk. She approached me after and said she recognized me. I did too. She was one of the officers who explained to me what happened when I woke up. We got to chatting, and that's when I found out the officer involved in my accident was still here. He apparently had a breakdown after hitting me. He couldn't hold his weapon anymore, let alone drive. He became paranoid and anxious until it started affecting his social life too. His fiancée left him, and he was becoming someone no one knew. One day, he was admitted by some coworkers, and he's been here since. I'm home now, but the weight of the guilt has been weighing on me for the last 4 hours, and I don't know what to do. I can't live like this knowing I ruined a man's life. Please help. TLDR. The officer that accidentally hit me during my UN aliving attempt had a mental breakdown after hitting me with his car. He's in the hospital for mental issues 3 years later, and I may have ruined his life. Help? TIFU by buying a veteran an Uber. For some context, I work as a closer at a gas station. Only one person works at a time. Last night I was closing, and as I'm finishing up, this man coming up to the door clearly in distress and crying. I figured someone was hurt as he's literally banging on the door asking for help. So I open the door and ask him if he's all right and if I should call someone for him. He then starts to tell me that he's a veteran and that he just started a job somewhere, and they were supposed to drop him off at his house and his phone's dead and he doesn't know where he is and if I could call him an Uber. Now, my dad served and had a tough time when he just got out, so I felt real sympathetic, and the guy was in clear distress. So I called him an Uber for $25, and he gave me $20 for it. I go home thinking I did my good deed for the day. helping a clearly lost and distressed veteran get home. And then I wake up today to see that Uber went from $20 to $100. I guess he lied and added a stop, and then proceeded to throw up in this guy's car. I tried calling my bank and Uber to get rid of the charge, but the both said there's nothing I can do since I authorized the purchase. Now I'm broke poor and literally crying, because now my account is overdrawn, and I can't afford to buy food till next Friday. TLDR, bought a distressed veteran a $25 Uber, cost me $100, and now I can't afford food till next Friday. Please like and subscribe for more daily content.